Hello everyone, we are from group 11. We will be presenting about the sexual harassment. Previously, let me introduce myself. I'm Chris. I'm the first speaker who talks about the definition of the sexual harassment, type or various of the sexual harassment, and how we know that we are victim of the sexual harassment. The first, did you know the definition of sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favor, or other verbal or physical conduct of sexual nature. Next, sexual harassment include many things. Sexual harassment includes many things. It can be verbal, it can be non-verbal, it can be physical. Sexual harassment include many things, among others catcalls, sexual comment, telling sexual jokes. It can be hugging, kissing, patting, or stroking. It can be actual or attempted rape or sexual assault. It can be personal question about your sexual life. It can be making sexual gesture with your hand through body movement. It can be staring at someone. It can be looking person up and down. It can be giving a personal gift. It can be giving a massage around the neck or shoulders, and it can be touching the person clothing, hair, or body, and it can be touching or rubbing oneself sexually around another person. And how we know that we are a victim of the sexual harassment? I give your point that make you identify that you're victim or not. The first, if you experience un- uncomfortable, it's you experience the behavior of your sexual nature that makes you uncomfortable. It can be sexual harassment. For example, if someone stands close and talks and intimate the way, is it can be sexual harassment. And next, you're unable to make it stop. For example, if you tried various ways to say I don't like this or I don't want to participate, but the individuals does not stop the behavior, it can be sexual harassment. Next, you feel pressured to go along with it, and you don't feel comfortable making a complaint. You fear repercussion. You fear repercussion if you speak up, and you feel you are being punished for your gender. The example: if you suspect you're being given different works or passed over for opportunities and promotion because of gender, that could be considered sexual harassment. Thank you.
Okay, hello, my name is Gita Permata. I'm talking about sexual harassment to my online driver. What is it? It's a form of serious sexual harassment discrimination afflicting online drivers. Both men and women can be victim. Victim don't have to be the ones who are victimized directly, but anyone affected by such offensive actions. Grab by Indonesian Public Affairs Director Mrs. Tirza Renata Munosami has told Vice the 50% of the sexual harassment claims by the Grab of Indonesian in the second semester of 2019 are from driver partners. One of the cases, Ahmad is one of online bike drivers who has been sexually harassed. 2 weeks ago, his story went viral after he was interviewed on the YouTube account of Ojol, the Brebes guy who lived in Ciledug. A text suggests by having sex with a ghost and woman or the service. This is my conclusion, and thank you for listening.
My name is Annisa Intan Wijaya. Maybe you wonder why we rarely heard or see this kind of problem in our society. This is why. There is something wrong in our society. We often see a connection between the passengers and the driver as a mutual connection. The truth is, it is not. The driver caught up in a hierarchical environment that is not beneficial for them. In this hierarchical environment, the driver has less power than the passenger. The passenger is above the driver, and a passenger complaint can cause a work contract termination by the company. This is why the driver position is very, very vulnerable. The second one is masculinity problem. In this patriarchal system, we dictate men to be strong, to be fearless, to show less emotion. We dictate men not to get raped, not to get harassed. And this is the reason why maybe the driver are feeling confused, ashamed, and scared that no one is going to believe them when they're getting a real sexual harassment experience. The society thinks that sexual harassment in men is a myth, and this is wrong. So as a victim of sexual harassment, what can you do? This is what I need you to do. You need to be brave to speak up. There is no healing without sharing. And by sharing, you can encourage your friends, your college, to tell the truth to the society and to get justice that you need. And as I mentioned earlier, there is so many struggle for male drivers especially, or men generally, to speak up about this bitter truth. We need to help. As a society, we need to help them by change the misconception. Sexual harassment is not only happen when the harasser is man and the victim is a woman. It could happen to anyone. They don't care whether you're male, female, transgender. It could happen to your brother, to your teacher, to you and me. And this sexual harassment problem is a serious problem. It's a big problem. It's not something that you can easily get away with. And as a society, we need to stop the victim blaming tradition. We need to start supporting them. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Raihan. In this live, I will show you how Grab company give the response against many cases in Grab. As we know, in Indonesia, sexual harassment mostly happen. And an example, in the online transportation, we can get sexual harassment by the driver or the driver by the customer. And this is the Grab company response to the case. The first, Grab company didn't give tolerance to abuse offender. If the abuse offender is the driver, he will get taken out. And if the abuse offender is customer, he will get report to the law. The second, Grab company that work together and continue to monitoring the legal process by the police. In this case, the victim will get kept up by the Grab company. And also, Grab company give recovering by the Komnas work together with Komnas HAM and Komnas Perempuan and also KPI and other. And we need to know how victim felt by their sexual harassment in the public. Many people just didn't care how victim felt about sexual harassment, and many victims didn't report to the law enforcement or social institution that are caused by the victim identity isn't protected, and this is very concern. How not? The victims who are still traumatized by the sexual harassment, they don't feel protected in the public, and many abuse offender report back to the victim. This is very very absurd, and this is signify how the law is in Indonesia is very absurd. And the last is complicated legal process in Indonesia make the victim didn't want to report, and this is give relief to the abuse offender because they still roam free. Awareness of the dangerous sexual harassment that cannot be considered ordinary because they are mostly people in public is still unaware with the sexual harassment. They close their ears, they close their eyes. We need to give moral support to the victim of sexual harassment. Don't stay away from him, don't stay away from her, and don't ask about their condition. Just give the hug and love. And the last is we must to keep up, we must to voice that the law must be upheld. The law must be clear and assertive. And this is the last of our presentation. Thank you for your attention. If there are questions, you can put to comment section. Thank you.